continue to share them because some of them are very, very brutal. And if without pre-warning, without any caption, if you share something like that, I don't think I'll be happy with it. So as a principle, I do not share some of those videos, and I can tell you what it was. The videos were horrifying. You don't want to see them. Don't want to see them. But the question again is about the state of security when it comes to Nigeria. We know already Mali too, we're having a challenge over there. And that brings me back to all these wars that are happening. Olayomi, you are back, right?
Yes, thank you very much for that, because like we always say, Starr Radio UK is transmitting on multiple devices, multiple sections, but you can continue to listen and watch on Starr Radio UK and all our social media handles. But I'm back again on the seat.
Okay, all right. Olayomi, let's look at other stories that are making. I mean, before you go, yesterday, I know you spoke a lot extensively about Sunday IGBOHO, his release and all that. I mean, is he back in Nigeria briefly before we go in, or he's still in Benin?
It's still in Benin Republic, and it won't be going to Nigeria. For those that are probably a little bit concerned that maybe there's a kind of a game, or there's a kind of, a lot of people have been asking, what are the details of his release? But what we are saying continuously is currently out of where he was, in the last 7 months.
Okay.
He's got a breathing space at the moment. He has access to his family as it wasn't before. So that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
But he won't be going to Nigeria. But there's still,
if you ask me, I wouldn't advise him to go to Nigeria anyway, because we'll have a NNAMDI canon after 2. Because one, this will arrest you, your freedom is curtailed, and then begin to act in a ways that even your lawyers themselves might not be able to get, access to be able to defend you, even if you are innocent, and the charges that are being leveled against you have just been trumped on you. Anyway, let's go straight to the other stories, please.
Well, it doesn't seem too good again for Lagos State, as Oluwabamisi corpse that was found around Ebutero area of the state. This is a 22-year-old that was last seen on a BRT, which is the bus rapid transit, just like you are going hop and hop on the London transport, for those that might be asking what is the BRT. But what happened is, she never made it home, even though she was aware in a little bit of instinct that something was not right, because she was the only one on that transport. She was eventually killed by the driver. And the question now is, the Lagos State government yesterday have now suspended the operation of the bus rapid transit due to protest against the tragic death of a female passenger, Oluwabamisi Anyonwole. Like we said, after she was killed, the driver threw the body out of the moving vehicle, and until the details that she was communicating with one of her friends, that she left work, eventually surfaced. The mother went back to the bus garage, picked up the information on the bus, and the driver was eventually arrested. Operatives of the Department of the State Service later arrested Nice at his hideout in Ogun State. The driver was subsequently handed over to the police as he was paraded at the command headquarters. So the headline is, there is now Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State governor, slammed critics as now BRT suspended operation. Family is demanding justice. So let's touch on some of the other headlines because of our time constraint this morning, as we're going to be joining the P&Q later on as well.
Olayomi, hold on for me. On that very story, let me ask you briefly. This is a qualified driver, someone employed by BRT system, the operators of that company, right?
Yes.
Yes. And this person has now ended up murdering a passenger, alleged passenger, and that calls to question how some of these people are employed.
Well, you're quite right. That's the difference between the Western world, where if you're going to be doing such a job here, you will go through. I hope you can still hear me back in the studio.
I hear you clearly. Olayomi.
Yeah, if you're meant to be having a shortage job here, where it's going to involve, a lot of different people, you will go through what we call, the CRB. It's a different thing in Nigeria, but what we can now say is a 22-year-old boarded a vehicle right in Lagos State. She has now become another victim of a murder case in Nigeria.
All right, Olami, let's proceed, please.
Crude oil price, man warns of hyperinflation, subsidy hit about 400 naira to a diesel, and about, it seems a lot of Nigerians are already going through so much pain, adding to the, the crisis happening in Russia and Ukraine that is having a big hit as well with Nigerians back home. The rising price of crude oil since the Russia-Ukraine war began, coupled with the exchange rate, instability in Nigeria, among others, have pushed up the prices of the refining petroleum product across the country. Industries are saying figures yesterday showed that the cost of Brent, the crude against which Nigeria's oil is priced, rose up to $133 per barrel as at 6 p.m. Nigerian time yesterday. The commodity are traded below 90 barrel below the war in Ukraine. Let's now go into some more other headlines. Again, like we said, the Nigerian, there's no communication to the National Assembly, handed over by President Muhammadu Buhari that is currently in London to the National Assembly. A very sad one here. Justice Christopher is dead. He's a former ex-Super Eagles player. We can confirm that he has passed on. May his soul definitely rest in peace. The former midfielder reportedly slumped in his hotel off Tubawada Ring Road, just in Plateau State on Wednesday. The disease has reportedly been battling with what we can call high blood pressure. I'm going to take two more. Come back slightly to you again in the studio. It's just coming up to 20 minutes past the hour. Yesterday was a very great one for a lot of people that are, demanding the self-determination out of Nigeria. What is the great news? The leader of the Yoruba movement, known as the Ilana Omo Oodua, the Professor Banji Akintoye and Emeritus, launched what we can call a 5 million petition that will then lead to the continuation, the process, the engagement that will eventually allow the Yoruba people to exit Nigeria on a peaceful platform. There's a lot of conversation on that at the moment, as more people are flocking in to sign that petition as we speak right now this morning. That petition was launched yesterday during the town hall engagement with himself and likewise the former, the late Chief M.K. Abiola wife, Mrs. Modupeola Onitiri Abiola, that launched that petition. The purpose of the petition is to tell not just the international community, but also to prepare so much in terms of the engagement with the Yoruba people that are demanding a peaceful exit out of Nigeria. So that petition is already live on the social media, is already live on all the networks across the globe on OMINIRAYORUBA2022.org. Well, let's go back again and touch on more other headlines, as politics is also coming very close to the heart of so many people that also still believe that Nigeria can still have a turnaround as we speak as well. So I'm going to take one from the politics and then slightly come back to you again in the studio. Once again, we continue to pray for the disease of those that have died in different ways of ramification in Nigeria of today. Federal government, domestic borrowing to exceed about 2.6 trillion in 2022. What a very staggering number there as well, as we continue to monitor, the depth of Nigeria, as we say that the situation is also very uncertain as more Nigerians are getting into a poverty stage as we speak. Again, the crisis holding between the APC hasn't seemed to be fading away anytime soon. Tambuwa is praising the federal government for the evacuating of Nigerians in Ukraine and tackling of the insecurity. I'll come back again now to you in the studio.
Right.
Starr Radio UK.
Yeah, Olayomi, thank you very much for those updates. Let me first quickly touch on this issue about the petition. I don't know what the Constitution says. We're looking for 5 million signatures, correct? Is that what we're looking at? Okay, now.
Yes.
And there's a Constitution guarantees that when we get 5 million, and when, assuming today we have 5 million signatures, what next?
Yeah, what next is, this has got nothing to do with the Constitution in Nigeria. We do know that the military decree 24 of the 1999 Constitution that has been vanished as a lot of that has been used on Nigerians. So this petition has nothing to do with that. This petition is literally to tell those that are interested, those that are willing to leave Nigeria and that will then have what we can call a database. That database will then be moved swiftly, to establish what we can call, as we go into, a kind of an interim government, that would eventually, allow the Yoruba, to do so many things, not just, signing a petition that might also lead to generating a passport. So you could see that, those that are working to the exit of the, Yoruba nation out of Nigeria, this will also be presented, to the United Nations, as the United Nations General Assembly will be coming up anytime soon towards the end of this year. So we're expecting as well, the leader of the Yoruba movement to be speaking during that forum. So it's not just, something that only has to do with Nigeria. It's just to tell the international community that the world must listen to those that really want a self-determination and doesn't want to go through what we can call exactly what is happening in Ukraine and Russia in terms of a war that a lot of Yoruba are trying to avoid.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. If you are a Yoruba person who have been supporting and calling for the Oduduwa Nation, this is the time to show your support. The link is out there. Go sign up to it. I mean, we can't just be talking. We need to act. It is an opportunity to act. Send the link. Copy the link. You have WhatsApp. Send it to your friends, family, your children. Let every household member in your family sign up to it. Those are some of the little ways you can also show your support for whatever you believe in. So, yes, the petition is live. Olami, the link again.
The link is at www.ominirayoruba2022.org.
And I do believe that link will be live on our Facebook handles as well. This evening, a lot will be discussed about that petition, what you can do to help, and how you want to help. If you want to volunteer to be part of the group, I think that is a platform for you to start your work by actually copying the link, campaigning, getting people, because we cannot talk about getting a Oduduwa Nation when individually we do not play our part. And I believe there is a very great opportunity for you to play your part. Olayomi, let's go straight to the social media, and then I'll bring the report to a close.
Well, you're going to have more later on with me on Niger Voices at exactly 1800 hours, when we're going to be giving you everything that you need to know on the latest coming out of Nigeria, and especially on the petition that has just been raised. So yes, let's go into what is trending. The death of this 22 years old is generating a lot of conversation, as a lot of female continue to ask, whether, they are still safe in Nigeria. Barrister Ifeyi Ejimefo, one of the lead counsel for, NNAMDI KANU, no court in Nigeria has the jurisdiction to proceed on NNAMDI KANU's case, according to, that Twitter as well. Also, according to so many other headlines as well, DIG Joseph Obinike, Nigerian police behind Abba Kyari investigation for drug and trafficking, criminality, and rendition to America, is dead. He died yesterday as he collapsed in Abuja in his office. May his soul rest in peace. Could there be some kind of efficiencies around that? We might be discussing that later on Niger Voices, because if we have somebody that is behind the investigation of the former, Abba Kyari, and then he's died. Remember, the ambassador to Kenya died in Nigeria. Could all this be suspicion, or is just something that we are just over saying? Let me take one more. Henry Shield. At Henry Shield, the organized private sector in Nigeria should wake up and be part of the 2023 decision-making process. Diesel is 600 naira. Dollar is 580 naira. Fuel is unavailable. Nigeria, ops, wake up. That is what it says. I come back to you now.
And Olami, before you go, you know what is going to happen? Most of our leaders are going to say this is a global crisis. I do understand we do have a problem globally, but you see, we cannot exonerate our governments from decisions or from what is happening to us. They cannot tell us that, look, you know what, everything that has gone on is because of external forces. One thing that our governments and our leaders have proven to be experts in is to not accept responsibility for anything. They commit murder, they say it wasn't them, it was a knife. They fail their exam, they tell you it was their lecturers. They are not able to manage the economy, they tell you it's only the global crisis. The fact is that yes, the global crisis is there, but some people are managing it better. what sense has it been to have 4 oil refineries in Nigeria and none of them, not a single one of them, is actually refining Nigerian oil for its own citizen? It's just like telling me you go and, cassava, approved cassava for Zamfara state, you take the cassava to somewhere in Mali or Malaysia to go and produce gari and bring that gari back to you. Does it make sense? The day the ship cannot come, how do you expect to feed your family on that gari? That is the question. So it has been a deliberate policy for our leaders to allow their cronies to import fuel, finished products, to make so much money which fuel their political campaign. So I do not accept that explanation from governments, not only Nigerian government, Ghanaian government, that it's global crisis, global crisis. What have you done? What have you done? Buhari, you promised us a lot. What have you done? Olami, 6 p.m., 1800 hours, Niger Voices will speak to you behind the scenes. But listeners, don't go anywhere. This is time to, let's see which way Nigeria and which way Africa. Thank you very much. Olami, have a wonderful afternoon and we'll speak soon.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. I want to know which way Nigeria. We still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Bí Nàìjíríà bá dá ìgbà wa máa pa Nàìjíríà ni pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Àdúrà tèmi ni pé ká pa Nàìjíríà ni. All right, ẹ ṣé gan ni mo gbogbo èèyàn wa. A máa tún sọ̀rọ̀ later. I have to go now. There's a lot of work to be done behind the scene. Have a very good morning, good afternoon. My name is Koiki, as you all know. Bye for now.